Again, here's question 10 from the 2013 exam. We are given a graph that looks like that, and it's a sine bx plus c, and we have to find the values of a, b and c. Okay, I will start with the period, because the period of this curve I can work out is when any point starts repeating. If I consider this point here, it then repeats itself there. So I can say that the period is from there to there, which is 5 pi, and 1 pi, the period is 4 pi. Now, you know that the period is 2 pi over n, where n, in this equation they're using letter b. Rearranging that, n equals 2 pi over the period, or in our case b equals 2 pi over the period, which for us is 2 pi divided by, well, I'll just work that out, 4 pi, which is a half, so b equals half. This is a sine thing, and the middle of it starts off at 0 in a normal in y equals sine x, where in this case our middle line is at 4. You can see that if that was the middle line, not a very straight middle line. The middle line is 4, so it's moved up from 0 up to 4, so that means that the c on the end will be plus 4. That's because we've got a translation of 4 up. We can also see that the amplitude is, that is, from the middle to the top, or if you go from the peak to the trough, or top to the bottom, and divide it by 2, 6 to 2 is 4, and half of that will be 2, or 2 from the middle. Either way, the amplitude is 2. But that's not what a is, because you can see here this curve, if I have a normal sine curve, starts like this. Starts off at this point, which is on the way up, but here on the y-axis we're on the way down. So it looks like we could have had a translation sideways, except that in our equation there is no translation sideways, so in which case we must have been dealing with a reflection to turn the original one upside down to get this being on a downward slope. So in this case we've had to have a reflection in the x-axis, which means we've got a negative in front of the number. Okay, so what this will look like is that y equals negative the amplitude. That will give it that reflection that we need. And then we have sine of b, which is a half x plus 4. Or we should write it, it's actually asked us for the values of a, b and c, so I'm just going to be very careful, as you should be when answering exam questions. Make sure you answer the question directly. I would say that a equals negative 2, remember that's because we need the reflection as well as the amplitude, b equals a half, and c equals plus 4, and that is it.